you were on the B2B panel here at Social Media Days. You talked about social media use at the CME Group. It was about 4 years old and kind of started with a Facebook page.
Right.
What was the idea behind that? How did that come about?
Well, it actually was an interesting story because it was a discovery process, if I could call it that. I discovered a page on Facebook that was pulled together by a trader in Europe who was pulled together a page to talk about the merger of the CME and the Chicago Board of Trade back in 2007. So I really just stumbled onto it and kind of just watched the conversation and thought, this is something I either need to maybe stop, or is it something I maybe need to engage in and help? And it turned out to be the latter. I mean, I could see the conversation and I could see the number of users growing. So I did what any good PR person would do. I reached out to the person that was running the page, asked if I could help run it. Full disclosure, told them I was with the exchange. We had a great dialogue going on. I still keep in touch with him to this day. But that, obviously that page is morphed several times over because of what Facebook has done with brands. But that was really how we kind of got a start and put our toes in the water of, okay, how does the social media work for a B2B company, especially in finance, and can it work, and what types of conversations can you have?
Okay. I mean, when a lot of detractors of social media always come back to you and say, where's the ROI? How do you measure it? I mean, how do you measure social media marketing or sales initiatives?
Yeah, great question. I mean, measurement and evaluation is absolutely critical and important. I just, always, love the fact that people kind of point their finger always at social media because there's so much more in the marketing spectrum, as we all know, right? There's, media relations. How are you measuring that? Events, web content. How is that getting measured? Putting it into a silo might be good for the insights of what the team is doing, but the challenge is, how does this, come back and help the enterprise, and what are you looking at? So, we clearly are focused on business goals. What are our business goals from a brand perspective? What are kind of the surprise moments that we're learning from social media, and how do we use that and learn from that to just make ourselves better? But it's definitely an integrated approach, and what we're doing, not just pushing out content-wise, but measuring and evaluating-wise. So, can we look at an event and the things we're doing around social media? How have they helped to promote it and drive traffic to it? We have had some interesting queries about sales and products and people wanting to trade products via social media, and that all gets relayed back to the team. But we're still in our infancy of social media. I clearly believe the tools are getting much better, much more effective at looking at what's working, and I'm pretty optimistic that because of all the data we have. I always say it's great we have so much data on social media. It's bad we have so much data to get through on social media. So the tools will get there, and we'll have a better picture. Absolutely.
I mean, so at Jackson from Thomson Reuters on the panel talked about being a hostess, and so I mean, should corporations use staff as ambassadors for their brand, or should they just have a corporate brand, or how do you balance between an individual's identity and a corporate brand?
A great question. I think it's very difficult to separate the two. People know that I'm with CME Group. I'm on Twitter as myself, but I also realize, I'm with CME Group, and so things I do and things I say and talk about reflect not just on me, but also me as a CME Group employee. And we certainly have that as part of our disclosure policy across the entire exchange. If you're going to be actively engaged and using these tools, only certain people can use them to promote the company, but B, remember you are still an employee of the company, and every company has different policies. Some put their company name in their Twitter at. Some people, certain things you can put in your profile on LinkedIn. Everybody is different. So I think it's a difficult question to answer because everybody is different. But my personal view is that it's difficult to separate the two.